Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is October 21st, 2024. And today we're going to discuss who dominated against Sevilla, more specifically, which players. Also, Iñaki Peña has discussed the arrival of Wojciech Szczęsny. And finally, Wesley Sneijder has attacked Sergio Busquets. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and this is the Barca News live podcast, which is on every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where not only do I get to discuss Barcelona news, but I also get to read your comments in the chat section and I get to answer your questions and get a discussion going, which is of course my favorite day, just because of that. Now, for those of you who will be watching when the podcast ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the discussion and you only want to focus on listening to the news. Now, having said all that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to hit the Goal Kids, Kidback, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to bet us. All links are in the description. If you click on them, not only would you be helping this channel grow, but you would also be helping yourself because you do get access to some pretty cool discounts and offers that otherwise you would not get access to. Anyways, having said all that, let's begin with the news. And as always, the first segment is made up of several small bits of news, with the first bit being in regards to Eric Garcia, because as you know, Eric Garcia was supposed to start in the match yesterday against Sevilla, but during the warm-up, he felt some discomfort in his thigh. As a result, he was taken off the field injured, with Pedri taking his place in a double pivot, Rafinha dropping to the attacking mid, and Ansu Fati started in the left wing in the place of Rafinha. And well, now it's been revealed the extent of the injury of Eric Garcia, and it's a little bit more serious than initially thought. It was initially thought it was just a discomfort, that maybe if the player just rests, he'll be good. But now it seems that it's more serious. Now, it's not that serious where he's going to be out for weeks, but it is reported that Eric Garcia will miss the match against Bayern Munich this upcoming Wednesday in the Champions League. They're saying he could be available for the El Clásico match on Saturday against Real Madrid, but he's still a doubt. So he's for sure out for the Bayern match. He might be back against Real Madrid. We'll see, of course, as the week goes by. We'll know more depending on how the player feels. Now, of course, it's not a huge loss. It's not like, losing one of our starters like Lamine, God forbid, or Lewandowski, Rafinha, etc. But nonetheless, with this difficult week ahead of us, with Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, we do need all of our players healthy so Flick can have everyone disposable to him, and that way he can, plan ahead. But unfortunately, Eric Garcia will miss the match against Bayern. We'll see if he'll be back in the match against Real Madrid. Now, speaking of the match against Bayern Munich, the referee has been announced, and it's no other than this guy, Savko Vincic. I think I said that correctly. Now, you might say, Mo, why do we care about who's the ref? Well, we care because you might recall this ref. He was the referee who reffed the match between Barcelona and Inter Milan. Yes, that was the same guy who first outlawed a Barcelona goal, a perfectly legal goal by Pedri. This referee ruled it illegal, I guess. And then he's also the referee during the match of this famous handball. You guys remember this? Ansu Fati heading the ball in the final moments of the match, and Dumfries playing volleyball. He forgot what sport he was playing. Completely hits it with his hand, and the referee said it wasn't a penalty. And later on, we found out why. Because apparently, the VAR thought that Dumfries was Ansu. Because, their jerseys look the same. One is blue, the other one was white. Or I guess off gray. I guess that's exactly the same, right? And shorts are black. The other shorts are gray. So they look the same. So that's going to be the same referee against Bayern Munich. It's not going to be the same VAR referee. So that's good news because, of course, the VAR referee was just as responsible for these horrible calls against Inter Milan. But nonetheless, it will be the same field referee. So hopefully this doesn't, affect us. After all, as I've said it many times, if the team does its job on the field, if they play competitively, if they create chances, they create danger, then the referee becomes irrelevant. Because even if the referee makes a mistake, if you dominate the match, if you score several goals, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So hopefully that will happen against Bayern Munich. Hopefully Barcelona will compete like they have been competing. They'll create chances, they'll score goals, and therefore the mistakes like this one will become irrelevant. But hopefully there are no mistakes to begin with. Now, I do want to share the last thing is, and it's not news, but I do want to share something pretty cool that Barcelona posted. It was a couple of days ago. I wanted to share it with you guys, but I guess there was other more priority news that I had to cover. So I'll share it today with you guys. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's pretty much a time lapse that Barcelona have made of the Spotify Camp Nou renovation. I thought it was pretty cool, so I would like to share this with you. If you've seen it, well, let's watch it again together. Why not? But this is the time lapse that Barcelona created of the Spotify Camp Nou renovation, since it's to see what the Spotify Camp Nou will look like. And since I mentioned the seat, by the way, let me share it with you guys. It's a little bit beat up, but voila! This is an actual seat from the Spotify Camp Nou. As you can see, it's all beat up. I guess I could restore it, but they restore it with a flame. I don't know how confident I feel with the flame, but it has a little plaque here. It tells you it's from the Camp Nou, and the seat still has the number. It was number 19. So pretty cool thing. I bought this last month, so now I have a piece of history in my house. And I also would like to share this with you guys because I also bought this. This is a piece of the net. Whoa, why is my camera off focus? Hold on. There we go. All right, this is a piece of the net that of the last net at the Camp Nou right before they close it. So it's the 2022-2023 season. It's with Barcelona won La Liga. It's the last season they played in the Camp Nou, and this is a piece of that net. So two cool souvenirs that I decided to treat myself with, and now I get to share it with you awesome people in the live stream. All right, let's do the comment section, and then we will talk about the stats of the match against Sevilla. And you'll be surprised to know who dominated during that match, because no, it was not Lamine, no, it was not Lewy. We'll talk about it in a little bit, and I see the chat section is on fire. Adam says, hi, Mo. What up, Adam? Good to see you in the chat section as always. And Java the Hut says, if everybody has healthy, who would be your midfield trio? Mine would be Gabi, Pedri, and Bernal. They remind me the most of Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. Oh, my God. That's probably the most difficult question. And I'm glad I'm not Flick, because he's the one who has to decide this. But it's such a difficult question. But for me, I think it would... See, I don't even know how to pick, because Bernal was amazing the first three matches, but Casado has been just absolutely stellar. I think Casado has been the heart of this team, so I have to have Casado there. Next to Casado, I would have Bernal. And you might say, well, what about Gabi? The only reason I'm not picking Gabi is because we haven't seen Gabi, right? We haven't seen Gabi under Flick, so I don't know what that's going to look like. So that's the only reason I'm not picking him. Not because I have anything against them. I don't want people tomorrow to be like, Mo hates Gabi. Mo thinks Gabi sucks. I know how people like to twist things I say. So only because I haven't seen him play, I'll have Bernal and Casado in a double pivot with Pedri in the attacking midfield. I think that would be my three. Now, if Gabi starts, if we see Gabi, he's the same Gabi as before his injury, then maybe I would say Casado, Gabi, and Pedri. But again, this is an impossible question, because how do you pick anyone over Bernal, right? How do you pick anyone over Pedri? How do you pick anyone over Gabi? Like, this is just such a difficult question. I'm glad I'm not the coach. I'm glad I don't have to make such a difficult decision. All right, let's see. Eric says, hi, Mo. It's Eric from Nigeria. I don't think it's a good idea to start Peña against Bayern. He's really not good at one-on-one, if you've noticed. We'll talk about Peña in a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we do have a donation. Or actually, no, it's a celebration, because Blaurana Kule is officially now a member for 7 months. Thank you, my friend, for your membership and for your generous donations. As always, if you guys want to become a member, you can head to the membership tab in the homepage of this channel. There's different tiers. You can read the description of each one. Blaurana Kule says, hope you're having a good day, bro. I'm ready for a smackdown in Bayern come Wednesday. Bisca Barca. I hope so too. I really, really hope so. I don't know if it's going to be a smackdown or not. I don't know if we're going to win or not, but I do know one thing is that Barcelona has what it takes to compete against Bayern. Barcelona has what it takes to defeat Bayern. And for the first time in a very long time, I'm going into this match. Well, not me personally, because I'm not going to be playing, but for the first time in a very long time, I feel confident. Now, we could still lose. Don't get me wrong. These things happen. You know, these are the kind of matches that you could be on top of your game and still lose because it's a big team in a Champions League, high stakes. But nonetheless, I'm not nervous. I'm not worried. Before, every time we would have to face a big team, even with the small teams, I would always be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I hope we wouldn't embarrass ourselves. Here, I'm confident that Barcelona is going to compete. If we lose, we lose. But I know that we can compete. I know that we can defeat them. And I feel confident. I feel confident. Again, I don't know if we're going to win or not, but I feel confident that we can compete. Noel says, hey, Mo, greetings from DR. Bayern should be no problem for us if we play like we did against Sevilla. I hope we tear Muller a new one. He is so obnoxious with his comments. I do hate Muller, too, with his comments. I have to agree with you 100%. And another reason why I would like Barcelona to win, besides the fact that it's my team, and I always want my team to win. And Yomi Dora, never missing from the chat section, says, hi, Mo. Up till today, I still haven't forgave Dumfries and the damn VAR. And now we get the same referee. But again, if Barcelona does its job, it should not matter. Emmanuel says, hello, Mo. I've followed you for a while now, but this is my third time in the live podcast. For the past 2 times, you didn't read any of my comments from Liberia and resident of the U.S. Well, thank you, my friend, for watching. I'm not ignoring your comments on purpose. Unfortunately, there's a lot of comments, and I can't read every single one of them. If I could, I would, but this podcast would be 3 hours long, and we wouldn't get through anything. But thank you for your comment, and thank you for watching. I hope you can join more live streams because the best part of the live streams is not the news. It's you guys, because I get to interact with you guys live. All right, let's do the next bit of news, or the next section. I guess it's not news. Maybe it is. I don't know. More of a discussion. But we're going to look at the statistics of Sevilla because I was reviewing them, and that was a pretty interesting thing because it has to do with who dominated the match for Barcelona. And no, it was not Lewandowski with his double. No, it was not with Lamine, who was dribbling past everybody like it's a FIFA game. No, it was not Rafinha, who, as always, was highly, highly active. No, it was not Pedri. It was no other than Pau Cubarsi and Iñigo Martinez. They were the 2 most dominant players on the field, and they were the big reason behind Barcelona's victory, not only against Sevilla, but they've been a big reason behind Barcelona's victory in the other 8 matches that Barcelona have won. And no, I'm not just saying that. I can back that up with actual figures. Now, let's look at these incredible stats. No, I'll take the square off because otherwise you cannot see the full thing. But these are the stats of both Iñigo Martinez and Pau Cubarsi side to side. Iñigo Martinez completed 107 passes out of 116. That's a 92.2% pass accuracy. And Cubarsi completed 91 out of 94 passes. And that's 96.8% pass accuracy. Now, the highest player to complete passes after Iñigo and Cubarsi was Pedri with 68 passes. So that's absolute insanity because between Iñigo and Cubarsi, they completed 218 passes. Now, Barcelona, the whole team, completed 613 passes total, 613. 218 out of those were just Cubarsi and Iñigo Martinez. So a third of all of Barcelona's passes were completed by Iñigo and Cubarsi. Absolutely insanity. Now, let's look at more stats because Iñigo had 125 defensive actions to Cubarsi's 103. Again, absolute insane. And the two communicated very well between the two of them because Iñigo completed 30 passes to Cubarsi, with Cubarsi completing 22 passes to Iñigo, which shows that how well they work together. Now you might see, well, Mo, if you're a defender, that's easy to complete passes. You can just stand in the box and just pass it back. No. They also completed passes in the final third. Iñigo Martinez completed 20 passes in the final third in comparison to Pedri, who completed 26. Pedri is the most one who completed passes in the final third from the midfield and the attack. And in second place, right behind him, is Iñigo with 20 passes. And Cubarsi completed 7 passes in the final third. So not only are Cubarsi and Iñigo really, really active in the defense, they're also active in the attack because they completed 27 passes between the two of them in the final third. Not in the midfield, not in our own area. No, in the final third. Now, Iñigo Martinez found Ansu 14 times. He made 14 passes to Ansu and 3 to Lamine Yamal, which shows his knack for vertical passes. And Cubarsi also, of course, has a knack for vertical passes, completing 3 to Lewandowski, 2 to Rafinha, 5 to Lamine, and 1 to Ansu Fati. And Pau Cubarsi also completed 3 dribbles. Absolute insanity of numbers, which goes to show that Cubarsi and Iñigo have been absolute key, not only in Barcelona's defense, but also in Barcelona's offense. Because remember, Flick's football is a pretty high press football. He likes to advance all of his lines pretty high up, which leaves you extremely exposed. And if it wasn't for the brilliance of Pau Cubarsi and Iñigo Martinez, who have been absolutely formidable, this would not work. Because if you don't have 2 center backs that you can count on, then your high press football turns into you consistently getting caught in counterattacks and consistently getting scored on. But that has not happened because we have these two, Pau Cubarsi and Iñigo Martinez, 2 absolute beasts. And we're very, very, very lucky to have the 2 of them. Now, let's look also at Gabi's stats, because even though Gabi only played for 10 minutes and just came back after a whole year of being injured, our little lion also had impressive numbers. And again, take this into context because he only played 10 minutes. But, let me take my logo off since it's blocking. But Gabi had 10 interventions in the game. The only players to surpass him were Iñigo and Cubarsi, which is insane because Iñigo and Cubarsi played 90 minutes. Gabi played 10, and he's already, in second place behind him. And he completed 8 out of 8 passes for a 100% pass success rate. And again, it might not seem a lot. It's only 8 passes. But remember, he was only in the match for 8 minutes. And he already had the 3rd most interventions right behind Cubarsi and Iñigo, who played full 90 minutes. And then he had a 100% pass accuracy rate, which goes to show that Gabi, ladies and gentlemen, is still Gabi. No torn ACL, no damaged meniscus, no surgery will deter our lion. And I cannot wait to see him in more and more matches. All right, let's get back to the comment section, and then we will discuss Iñaki Peña's statements in regards to Wojciech Szczesny. All right, let's see. What is everyone saying? All right, the chat section is active. I love it. Let me see. Where did we leave off, though? That's the only problem, is that now I lost where. Okay, I think this is where we left off. Dean J says, now culés are worried going into Bayern and Madrid, as the ESPN media say. We are underdogs in these matches, but we will definitely surprise them. I don't know if we are underdogs necessarily, especially not against Madrid. I think, if anything, Madrid are the underdogs, even how they're playing. As far as Bayern, I think it's pretty even. Bayern are also having now a great season. Bayern are always a difficult team. Not to say that Madrid are not. Madrid are always a difficult team as well. But I think Barcelona are playing much, much better than Madrid. Again, that doesn't guarantee us a win. We could still lose, but we are playing much better than Madrid, in my opinion. As far as Bayern, I think we're both at the same level. So I wouldn't call us underdogs in any of the matches. Easy Snipe says, what happened with the boys from Ghana, Abdelaziz and David Oduro, because I have not seen them play for Barca Athletic yet. I want to see those 2 boys in action. I think they're still waiting for their visas to be approved, or their work permits, because, when as a football player, you're still technically an employee, right? A worker. And in order to work in a foreign country where you're not a citizen of, you need a work permit. And I think they're still processing the work permits with the government. I haven't checked. Maybe they already got processed and I'm not aware. But the last I heard was that they were still waiting on the Spanish government to issue the permits. If they have been issued and they still are not playing, it's probably adaptation thing, right? Because remember, they're coming into a whole new system of play, which is the Barcelona style of play, which is difficult for any player. And on top of that, they're coming from outside of Europe. Any player who comes from outside of Europe, it takes them a while to adapt. And it's even more difficult because not only do you have to adapt to European football, but you also have to adapt to the Barcelona style of play, which, again, very difficult to adapt, even for European football players. You know, like Ibrahimovic, right? Zlatan. He couldn't adapt to the Barcelona style of play, and he's like one of the best attackers of our generation, right? It's a very difficult style to adapt to, more so if you're coming from another continent. Let's see. Do Not Touch says, just like every year, I get the best player of the current season and looks like I'm going to buy another Lewy jersey. You know, I thought about that, but I already have Lewy's jersey, so I'm not. Then I was like, Lamine, but then I'm like, no, I have Lamine's jersey. I don't want to, repeat. So I'm thinking of getting Casado's jersey because I already have Pedri's. And maybe Gabi. I do want both jerseys. Usually, I only buy one jersey per season. Lately, it's just been the away jerseys because the home jerseys have been absolute crap. But this year, I got to have the home jersey. It's the 125th anniversary. I got to have it. And I also got to have the away one because I love the black jersey. It's just absolutely amazing. So I think I'll buy both. And I think one will be Casado. The other one will be Gabi. I'll probably do the home jersey Gabi since that's the jersey he debuted with yesterday after a year long off the field. And Casado will be the away one because I got to have Casado. Casado, for me, has been consistently the best player on the squad. I mean, he's been absolutely amazing. Different matches I've had different best players. Like, in this match, Rafinha really shined. In this other match, Lamine really shined. In this other match, Pedri really shined. But in every single match, Casado has always shined. But unfortunately, because he's a DM, they go under the radar. You don't really notice them as much. People don't really talk about them as much unless they make a mistake or something, because then they leave the defense exposed. But to me, Casado has been consistently the best player every single match. So that's why I want his jersey. Let's see. Frank says, Mo, great weekend with good results from the General Assembly. Thanks for the breakdown in your videos. What a beat in Sevilla. Deserved for being rude. And Gabi's start had me in tears of joy. It has been an incredible week, especially with the return for Gabi. For me, the highlight was the return of Gabi. I don't even care about the 5-1 score. I don't even care about the victory. I don't care about the goals. All I cared about was Gabi's return. Of course, I care about the victory. We needed those 3 points, but you know what I mean. Gabi's return was the absolute highlight for me. And it was a beautiful moment. I mean, the stadium, the standing ovation, everybody clapping. Gabi gets the captain's armband on his return, the whole stadium chanting Gabi, Gab. I mean, it was absolutely amazing moment. I wish I was at the stadium to see it live, but highlight of the week for me. And we have another donation. Young Braveheart, always with the generous donation, says, what's up, Mo? It's a good thing that all the players slowly coming back. You're going to need the depth to compete. Absolutely, my friend. 100% agree with you. We do need the depth. We need as many players as possible. That's why, like, even when Ferran got injured, and I know we all think Ferran is Ferran. I don't want to get into it because I'm going to get mad. But at the end of the day, he's still a player that Flick was using to rotate others, and we need every player available in order to rotate. Because if you don't have your crappy players like Ferran, then you can't rest your good players. And if you can't rest your good players, then your good players will get injured, and now you don't have either. You don't have the crappy ones, you don't have the good ones. So we need the crappy ones to relieve the good ones so the good ones can continue playing for a longer time. And one more donation from Baurana Kule, always very, very generous. Says, I always get my own name and number on my jersey since I'm the only one who will never leave on transfer or retire from the club until I leave this planet. Of course, that's hilarious. That's actually a good strategy, because I feel like for a while I was cursed. Every time I would get a jersey, that player would leave. I got Messi's, and then Messi left. I got Suarez literally the summer that he left. I got Frankie, and then that's when they started talking about Frankie was going to leave, was going to be sold 2 seasons ago with Matteo Alemani, and then he eventually stayed. So I think that's what broke the curse. But I feel like every time I would get a jersey, someone would leave. All right, let's get back to the news, and let's talk about Iñaki Peña's statements, because the Barcelona goalkeeper has spoken about the arrival of Wojciech Szczęsny, the goalkeeper that he will be competing against. And this is what the current Barcelona starter had to say. And let's take out my logo. He said, Szczesny is a very good guy. He has a lot of experience, especially in the Champions League, and he will help us a lot. We both train at 100% so that the manager gives us opportunities. We will see what happens in the future. On a personal level, I am very happy and delighted to work with him. So Iñaki Peña, in other words, saying, hey, he's competing with me. That's fine. I'm very happy he's here. He's a guy who has a lot of experience, and we're both training as hard as we can. So Flick can, of course, choose the best one. And I think this is the right attitude from Iñaki Peña, and it's going to serve him well. It's going to serve him well for two reasons. First of all, I talked about this a lot in previous podcasts and videos. Competition is key for the improvement of players. If a player doesn't have someone breathing on their neck, threatening to take their spot, they're just not going to compete as hard as they can. And it might not even be consciously. It might be subconsciously. Human nature is we like to relax unless we feel the pressure. That's most people. And, it's going to be good for Iñaki to feel that Szczesny's right there, right behind him. At any moment, if he messes up, he's going to lose his spot. So that's only going to force Iñaki to train harder, play harder. And it's the same for Szczesny, right? If Szczesny sees Iñaki's the starter, he's going to motivate him to train harder and play harder so he can take the spot away. So competition is the best thing that can happen in the locker room because it forces players to step up their game and to be the best versions of themselves. It's also going to help Iñaki because, like Iñaki said, Szczesny's a very experienced goalkeeper. He has played at the biggest stages. He's had a very long career. He's played at some pretty big clubs. So that also going to help from Iñaki because Iñaki is going to get to learn from one of the best goalkeepers for the past 10 years, and that's only going to make him better. Now, Flick has decided that he has no reason to take off Iñaki Peña, and I think it's the right decision because I don't think Iñaki lacks skills. I think it's a lack of confidence because the goalkeeper is a very, very important position. It's the only position that doesn't allow you any mistakes. Any other player could make a mistake and they have someone else that can correct it. Or if you're Lamine, if you're Rafinha, if you're Lewy, you make a mistake in the final third of the other, nothing's going to happen, right? They're not going to take the ball from you and all of a sudden it's a goal, right? So some players can make as many mistakes as they want. Other players, not as much. But when you're a goalkeeper, you're allowed 0 mistakes. So it's a very critical position, and it's a position that takes a lot of mental fortitude. And I think that's what Iñaki lacks. He lacks the confidence. When I see him on the field, he lacks confidence. I don't think it's a lack of skill. I think it's a lack of confidence. And what better way to give him the confidence than actually to be confident in him? If Iñaki gets immediately taken off as soon as Szczesny arrives, all you're telling him is you suck and you're not good enough, and then he's never going to be confident in his abilities. And we've all seen what Iñaki is capable of. We all saw that Iñaki Peña in Turkey, Galatasaray. He was absolutely amazing goalkeeper. So I think he lacks confidence, and what a better way to give him confidence than allow him to start. Now, having said that, would I feel more confident with Szczesny as the goalkeeper against Bayern and Madrid? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, this is Flick's decision, and I have 0 reason to doubt Flick's decision. Flick so far has shown us that he is a spectacular coach, that he knows what he's doing, that all the decisions he's been taking have been correct. Maybe the only one was the heavy rotation against Osasuna. But besides that, he has shown us that he knows what he's doing and he takes a correct decision. So if Flick thinks that Iñaki Peña should be the goalkeeper for now, I have 0 reason to doubt his decision-making. If this was Xabi, on the other hand, I'll be like, okay, I don't trust the decision of Xabi to keep Iñaki because Xabi gave us plenty of reasons to doubt his decision-making. Flick has not yet. Maybe he doesn't in the future, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But right now, as of today, October 21st, 2024, Flick has not given me any reasons to doubt his decision-making. And if he thinks Iñaki should be the goalkeeper today, then that's who I trust to be. Again, would I feel more comfortable with Szczesny? I would. But Flick knows best. And again, I have no reason to doubt Flick. All right, let's do more comments. And then we will talk about Wesley Sneijder, who apparently is still around. I didn't even thought about him. Chris Allen says, hey, Mo, thanks for all the great content. I'm really happy Rafinha keeps proving us all wrong. Me too, my friend. As I said a million times the last 2 years, I said, I wish Rafinha would prove me wrong because at the end of the day, I want all Barcelona players to be great. If I say someone's great, I want them to prove me right. If I say someone sucks, I want them to prove me wrong because I want every Barcelona player to do great because if the players do great, the team does great. And if the team does great, Isn't that what all of us Barcelona fans want? The next guy I want him to prove me wrong is Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres has been abysmal. But if tomorrow Ferran Torres starts scoring goals, providing assists, being a beast, I will be the happiest man ever. Why? Because I want every player on the team to do great. Yummy Dora says, guys, hit the like button. Mo is doing a great job. He's my key source of authentic and unbiased Barca news. Thank you, my friend. And yes, please hit the like button. It's the best way you can support the channel. In doing so, you promote the YouTube algorithm to suggest the channel to people who've never seen it. All right. Kino Codling says, your dedication is really commendable, and we are immensely grateful for the time you invest in creating videos that allow us to celebrate our victories together as devoted fans and family. Barca. No, my friend, the thanks is to you, because it's thanks to you why I get to create these videos. Because if you're not here watching, there's no reason for me to create videos or to make live streams, because otherwise, like I always say, I'll be just some crazy guy yelling at my camera. So thank you guys who watch these videos, because otherwise, no audience, no videos. Riley says, what do you think should be done with Pablo Torremo? Because he's doing well when given the chance, but in the reality is there seems to be no place for him. Pablo Torres is such a difficult question to answer because, like you said, right, he's good, but there's so many other players who are better than him, right? It doesn't mean that he's bad. People always, people always think of things black or white. You're either good or bad. No, you can still be good, but someone else is better than you, right? You can still be tall, be 6'3", but there's someone who's 6'4". Doesn't mean that you're short. You're just not as tall as the guy who's 6'4", right? And and Pablo Torres is one of those, right? He's good, but there's so many better players than him, right? Pedri's better, Gabi's better, Casado is better, Bernal when he comes back is better, Dani Olmo's better, and it's tough. Again, not to say he's bad, it's just more players are better. So what should we do? I think a loan spell would be good, but I feel like another loan spell and would mean the end of him being at Barcelona, because what player wants to keep consistently being loaned? So maybe another loan spell just to keep giving him minutes. But I feel like Pablo Torres is eventually going to end up leaving because he's going to realize there's no space. Unless Frankie ends up leaving, and maybe that opens up a space for him. Still on the bench, but maybe. But right now, with so many players in the midfield, it's just very, very difficult. Let's see. And Young Braveheart says, haha, Ferran, why bring him up? Gonna get mad. God bless Ferran. Anyways, let's do the last bit of news, and then we'll do more comments, I promise. But let's talk about Wesley Sneijder, because out of nowhere, he's in retirement, getting overweight. He's becoming another Ronaldo Nazario, but whatever. It's his private life. But while in retirement, he decided out of nowhere, no provocation, just attack Sergio Busquets by saying the following. Sneijder said Busquets was an extremely annoying player, always giving it to others, but never able to receive it. That sounds very sexual, but I think we know what he means. As soon as he received one hit, he would start crying. An absolute cry baby. I literally had fights with him every single game. At one point, I told him, I will see you in Ibiza this summer. Then you and I will talk again. Yeah, it sounds a little bit more sexual than it is a threat. But anyways, let's move on. In 2010, we beat Barcelona 3-1 at home. Then we had to go to Camp Nou, and after 8 minutes, Mota hit him. Busquets started rolling on the ground while looking through his hands to see if Mota got a red card. And then he got up again, and he was fine. The crybaby. A nasty guy to play against. Again, completely unprovoked. This guy's in retirement. Everybody forgot he even existed. It just comes out and starts saying that Busquets is nasty, that he's a crybaby, blah, blah, blah. Look, all I'm going to say is this. Wesley Sneijder, you were a good player. There's no denying that. But let's be honest. Busquets has more talent in his pinky toe than you have in your entire body. So, respect and enjoy your retirement. Why are you here back talking crap? Busquets is still playing, still putting out master classes, even if it's the MLS. Who cares? What are you doing? Talking shit on the mic? Get out of here. All right, let's do the comment section. That was all the news for today. There won't be a video later tonight because there's no more news. I guess Barcelona was like, F it. We won yesterday. Let's take the day off. Let's not stir shit up because, well, let's not ruin anything. All right, Abdul says, hey, keep up the good work. Really doing a good job. I really see us thrashing Bayern. What's your prediction? Look, I'm confident that we could win, but I don't think it's going to be a thrashing. After all, it's Bayern. So let's chill. If we end up thrashing them, that'd be amazing. But it's Bayern. And you're not going to thrash every team you come across. Definitely not big teams like Bayern, like City, etc., etc. All right. Scarf says, hey, Mo, thanks for the great content. Always happy days for Barca fans. Absolute confidence in the team and the process. Don't trust Flick's decision to keep Gerard Martin and loan Alex Valle. Again, Flick has given me 0 reasons to doubt his decision-making. If Flick thought that Gerard Martin would be a better option than Alex Valle, then I have absolutely no reason to doubt it. He knows best. And again, he hasn't given me any reason to doubt his decision-making. Unathi says, good morning, Mo. Much appreciated for keeping us with the news. Guys, guys, smash the like button. What are predictions for tomorrow's match? So it's not tomorrow. It's going to be on Wednesday, October 23rd. So don't turn on your TV tomorrow and be like, where's the match? Why aren't they playing it? It's on Wednesday. What are my predictions? Maybe I want to go with the 3-1. That might be a little bit generous. Maybe a 2-1. But I'm gonna stick with 3-1. I think Bayern are gonna score. There's just no way to avoid it. They have, some pretty heavy artillery. But my only hope is that we score more. If Bayern score 5, I hope we score 6. And that's it. We'll leave it at that. All right, let's see. What else? Let me go back and see any comments that I passed over. Charles says, Peña knows how to act as the last defender. He comes off to his post to intercept balls and to be a passing option for defenders. That's the kind of keeper you need in the high-line system. True. Sometimes he looks a little bit scared when he does that. So I think it's just a matter of getting more confidence to do that, because you're right. He does do that. We saw it 2-3 times yesterday against Sevilla. And he came out and it was good timing and he intercepted 2-3 balls. Unfortunately, he ended up kicking him out. I think he would have done better passing it back to a Barcelona defender, but that is the safe thing to do, right? Better to kick it out than to miss a pass to your player and ends up in opponent's possession, and then you're screwed because you're out of your goal and now they have the ball. Marcus says, I'm one of the first, if not the first, to be here live from the very cold, legendary state, North Dakota, where winter is our everyday life. Cubarsi. Yes, you are. You're actually the only person from North Dakota to comment. Let's see. What else? Let's do a couple more comments and then we will end this. But Street Fighter says, any update on his contract renewal? Arnau Pradas. Not that I'm aware of, but if I hear anything, I will definitely let you know. And Ajayi says, hopefully we will win the 2 matches convincingly. I hope so too, my friend. I hope so too. I would be the happiest man alive if we go ahead and beat Bayern and Madrid convincingly. I think, oh my God, why does my camera keep doing this? Stop going out of focus. There we go. All right, and with that, we will end this. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your comments, your likes, subscriptions, your generous donations. Again, there won't be a video tonight because, well, there's no more news. So enjoy the rest of your nights. I will see you guys in tomorrow's videos. And of course, as always, peace.